So you put it in off-road mode, you can see that it actually puts a pretty typical four-wheel drive icon that you're used to seeing in most four-wheel drive pickups. So this is a pretty steep hill descent. I will have to say the only thing that I do not like about it, and that's hard for me to get used to, is in these electric vehicles, and now I've gone full electric. My other vehicle is a Tesla Model 3 dual motor, long range, and I took that out in the snow yesterday, did a little short video on it, and it was some pretty thick snow. It was pretty impressive. But the thing that I don't like is that I'm used to driving trucks that have gears, and so when I'm going on descents like this that are slick, I can either put it in tow haul mode or hill descent mode if it has it, but I can downshift. Even on the automatic, I can downshift manually and keep it from wanting to drive out from under me. It doesn't do that. There's just one gear. So unfortunately, you're using your brakes more than you want to, as opposed to with a typical gas vehicle. You just drop, put the gear it into the basement and let the motor slow it and gear slow itself down. But you can't do that. So that's something to get used to. It's not as bad in this four-wheel drive mode. I want to point out, I'm also used to, the first thing I do when I buy trucks is I usually lift them, put some off-road tires on them, something a little bit more aggressive. I'm a big fan of Toyo MTs or the Geolander MT, but with this, I'm still running the standard street tire, the Michelin. As you can see, I just ran over a down power line. Nice. Got a tree that was down here. We've had quite the storm come through here. Got another down power line right there I'm driving over. Another big power line here I'm driving over. I'm assuming those are either dead or communications. Probably couldn't see it off to the side. There's a tree that's leaning up against some other trees. This, in the Pacific Northwest, it isn't so much the snow. There was only a few inches of snow here, but really high winds and a lot of ice. We get a lot of freezing rain here. And that heavy freezing rain and the heavy winds, they just really take a toll on these trees. Knock them down, take out the power lines. So a lot of us out here, have gone days without power. One of the nice things, again, about this F-150 Lightning is when the power goes out, it didn't really affect it. I mean, normally I run a generator. I literally just plugged this truck in, ran an extension cord from the truck right into my house, was able to run my pellet stove for heat, had a 3-way splitter on the end of it, was able to run a TV, cell phone charger, lights, literally ran everything, kept me comfortable for several hours overnight for me to get so my power came back on, and barely used any battery at all. It was actually very handy, a lot better than a loud generator, which is what I normally do. So here again, it does just fine. Coming down this, it's really hard to tell how steep this grade is when it's coming through a phone, but it's a very steep grade. There's some switchbacks here. When I came up, there was actually somebody in a Honda Civic who was sideways about right here, and I had to go around him. Looks like somebody helped him out. There's some more down trees. This road's been closed for 2 days now. They just opened it up, and everybody who could kind of scrambled to town to get supplies or fuel for generators or whatever. When I came through earlier, there was about 10 PGE trucks here, and they were all cutting up trees and getting them out of the road. Of course, getting people's power back on. Yikes. Well, the analog brakes work just fine. It stopped it very fast. Clackamas County. This is really cleaned up. When I came through here, there were some real tree issues laying in the road that you literally had to drive around. So they've done a good job cleaning this up. This looks really good. Again, I'm impressed with this truck. I was really skeptical going to the F150 Lightning as opposed to, the trucks I've had in the past. And this was just phenomenal. I cannot believe when I drove through here, only one vehicle could come through at a time. Look at these trees. These were literally laying in the street, and you just had to slowly drive around them. They had a little trail going through as they'd cut out just enough to get vehicles through. And that's all been cleared out. This is a pretty steep grade coming up. Pretty slick. And even with these street tires, it's not a problem at all. It recovers quickly if you get on heavy on the pedal. Try and get it to spin out. It recovers quickly right there. Just got a little sideways, and it's effortless. It just straightens right out. So now I'm going to take it. So I'm in the full drive mode or off-road mode. I'm going to take it and put it back into normal. So back into normal. The little four-wheel drive icon's gone, and with all those trees cleared up, there was very little technical driving needed, so I didn't need the extra traction. I probably just could have used the normal driving mode the whole way. But I guess better safe than sorry. You hear that panting in the background, that's my French bulldog. He's was pretty excited earlier. He was out playing in the snow, so he's still a little worked up. I was really worried about not getting a more aggressive tire on here, knowing that this weather was going to hit, but that would have just been a waste of money. These, I read some forums, and some people really hated on these Michelin tires said that as far as snow or ice, they said they were just terrible. You know, I mean, there were some really bad reviews, but I haven't had a problem with them. You know, I got into town around a bit. There was some black ice, and these were just fine. The parking lot of the grocery store was literally hard to walk on. It was just slick and shiny, and these just drove around on it with no problem. You know, in some of the side streets that I took, because I wanted to try the tires out, they were fine in regular driving mode. My belief is some of those reviews that you probably see online about these tires is just driver error. Like a lot of the people out and about that just really shouldn't be on the road when the conditions are bad, because the tires that performed great, and I mean they're Michelin's, they're good tires. And I'm just coming up on my driveway here. Anyway, thank you. Just kind of a little video I thought I'd throw about driving my new Ford Lightning in the snow, just stock, and just seeing how it did, and it does really good. So, you know, if you're like me and you were skeptical and worried about going from a standard gas truck with all the, you know, things we come to love driving regular vehicles, this is obviously a change, but it works just fine. Like, absolutely wouldn't hesitate to take it anywhere. So thanks a lot for watching.